Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of our Community Access. This week, we went to the 20th Street Sports Tavern. Then, this week, we're really concerned about Addison Township and losing NOTA. Then, we have a story with Troy Farwell from Simple Organics. Then, we have our Dog of the Week. And finally, it's George from Wojo's and Guard Center. All today at our Community Access. Welcome back. If you've ever been to the 24th Street Sports Tavern for a burger, you haven't? Well, watch this story with our reporter, Andy Curtis. Andy?
All right, hey, thanks, Bill. Here we are at the 24th Street Tavern, Sports Tavern on M24 for their half-off Burger Wednesdays. It's kind of the calm before the storm right now as we hear it gets pretty busy around 5:30. One of the owners, Lyndon, has been nice enough to talk to us. And, hey, give us all the information you can on half-off Burger Night.
Okay. Yeah, we've been doing half-off burgers for the last few years now. It's usually a good weekday to give customers locally a good discount, take out their family for some burgers. So we usually sell quite a few burgers on Wednesdays, and some of our big sellers are the rodeo burger or a tavern burger. We also have some other specials on Mondays, $5.99 Mondays.
I need those up in the side onion rings right behind me, please.
And other specials throughout the week. So,
what goes on the rodeo burger?
Rodeo burgers, barbecue sauce, cheddar, bacon.
Medium rare L-top chips. Give me a knife there. Sell that, please.
Topped with the onion ring. Okay.
Yeah. And about the tavern burger, is that like a special recipe specifically for here?
Or? We do that at some of our other locations, but it's grilled onions, mushrooms, bacon, cheddar, and Swiss.
When you say you have some other locations, are there other? I mean, I can't imagine there's any other 24th Street taverns around town, is there?
There's not other 24th Street taverns, but we do have Old Detroit Bar and Grill down in Lake Orion, as well as Old Detroit Burger Bar in Lapeer. So,
you know what?
A few other locations right now.
I've been to the Old Detroit Burger Bar up in Lapeer. Everything there is just fantastic, and what you get, the sizes of the burgers you get for your $1, incredible.
So it's the same half-pound burgers here. And all fresh ingredients. So,
which one would you say is your favorite? I mean, you're a burger aficionado, so to speak.
We do a daily special, a Wildcat burger topped with chili and a fried egg too. So it's usually one of my favorites here. Yeah.
Now, how long? Now you're one of the co-owners, right? Who do you own it with? Your
my brother and my father.
How long have you guys been owners of this particular and the other ones?
We've been here at 24th Street for about 6.5 years. And then the other locations were just over a year old. So,
yeah, I know the Lapeer Burger Bar just opened up. That's where I'm from, so That's the one I frequent. I've been there a couple of times and really like the place. My favorite part about the Lapeer one, not to focus on that, but you guys got all local beers, a lot of local products.
And we do a lot of the local beers here as well. We have 12 microbrews here from the area, and also domestic brews. So,
do you guys? I'm sorry.
A lot of our products are from the Detroit area. It's not just the old Detroits, but we focus on the same recipes here.
Do you guys have like any other kind of special nights? I know you were touching on Mondays a little bit, but do you have any kind of like local beer night coming up? Or
we do daily specials every day, so we have different beers and different shots and food items on sale. So,
busiest night of the week for you?
I would say probably Friday or Saturday, especially after some of these football games in the fall time. So.
What goes on Saturday? I was looking at your website beforehand, and I know they have a full list lineup from Monday to Saturday.
Friday and Saturday nights we have DJ and some live entertainment sometimes, and then there's always food and drink specials here. So,
well, thank you for talking with us. You want to plug where you can be found, phone number for this place, and then the other places for?
Yeah, sure. We're located at 13 South Washington, Oxford, Michigan, and our phone number is 248-628-1217. We are also found on the web at 24thstreettavern.com.
All right, Lyndon, thank you. I'll let you get back to work.
I appreciate it.
All right, thank you, and back to you, Bill.
Now that's a burger. Thanks, Andy. Now, Addison Township voters did not decide to help NOTA at the August 5th election. Now, November, you can change that by keeping NOTA. Now, if you do not want to keep NOTA, well, just listen to this.
Hi, Bill. In light of the citizens in Addison not passing the millage for the NOTA buses coming out here, I decided to come out to the senior center in Addison and find out how that really will impact the residents in this community. And I am with Sharon Gear, who knows the seniors and the residents that use the NOTA buses in this community. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, we are hoping that the millage does pass this November because at this point it is crucial. We are planning to keep a senior center in Addison, and I now have seniors that ride the bus Monday through Friday, and that is their only transportation to our senior van, or to our senior center, excuse me. But they ride it every day and possibly to medical appointments. I do have seniors that ride it to Myers to go shopping and they take it home. And I also have some young people in Addison that are not able to drive because maybe a special disability or they do not have a license, and they also use our NOTA van and they can come to the center or take it to doctor's appointments or shopping.
I am with Alyssa, and obviously you're not a senior citizen, but you use the NOTA vans, correct?
I use it for doctor's appointments and different things like that, like going different places that I need to go.
You do not drive at all?
No, I do not drive at all.
And you live out in Leonard, Addison area?
In the Addison area. I do live in Addison. It's my own form of transportation.
And walk me through your day. What do you do in a day? Do you have to call them every day, or how often do you use them?
Every once in a while, I call them, and I babysit too. And they pick me up so I can babysit. It's my form of transportation. That's all I have.
Otherwise, you'd be stuck at home.
I'd be lost without NOTA, and they're my friends too.
Anymore.
I would just be locked into my home. I wouldn't get to go anywhere because I don't drive. I sold my car so I wouldn't drive anymore. I don't believe people in their 90s belong on the road. So I feel like I saved your life and mine too by selling my car and taking the bus.
Well, thank you for that, and I think we owe it to you to get you some transportation for doing that. What else do you do with NOTA? How else do you use NOTA?
It's for my grocery shopping and for my doctor appointments, especially my doctor appointments. I would have no other way to get there.
And how long have you been using the NOTA buses?
Oh, man. It's been so many years, I couldn't tell you.
So it's an easy process. Besides, all you have to do is give them a call.
Yes, right. Just give them a call, and they're very, very polite and very nice to me. They come right to my door and help me to the van, and they help me out of the van to wherever I'm going. If I'm going to the store, they'll take my arm and help me to the store, and they'll wait for me to get my groceries, and then they'll carry my groceries back to the van and take me home. And they bring my groceries in the house for me. I just don't know what I'd ever do without them.
It's like losing an old friend, isn't it?
It sure is.
So what do you think it is, Eleanor? Why do you think the citizens in this community voted that millage down? Do you think maybe it was a misunderstanding?
I just don't understand why they would ever vote it down, because if they ever had their hands tied where they couldn't go any place without the van, they'd realize how important it is to us senior citizens.
Are there community church services, church groups and organizations that could supplement that transportation for the people that do use it here?
No, there isn't. Nope. So once in a while I'll have a friend to call and ask me if I need anything or if they want to bring me into town, but that's rare.
I do not know of any other transportation that we can use except for a private taxi service or a limo. And that is much more expensive than our North Oakland Transportation Authority that we have in place now. So we are really hoping to get the word out in the next 2 months with some new flyers, some new information that we can tell the residents of Addison, and that, we really would like to provide the service. And someday we may all need a ride if we are not able to use our vehicles or our driver's license or something that's going to limit us as far as getting to where we need to go. Shopping, doctor's appointments, or our senior center for social activities.
My NOTA bus NOTA bus driver had to crawl through my bathroom window into my bathtub in order to come and unlock my front door so I could get in the house. Everybody kidded him about it, but he was a good sport about it, and I don't know what I'd have done if he hadn't done that for me.
So NOTA goes above and beyond the call of duty, and I don't think that providing services to someone like Eleanor is a duty to them in the first place. I think it's a service that they do lovingly.
Yeah, they do, and I appreciate the NOTA van so much. The drivers are so good to us. They take us by the arm, take us from the bus right to our door. If we got groceries or anything, they carry them into the house for us. And I don't know what I would ever do without them. I really appreciate the NOTA van.
We were closed here temporarily, the center, when we had some water damage, and when my seniors could not come into the center, they did express that they felt like they were in prison because they were pretty much homebound and did not have any transportation.
Completely isolated.
Yes.
So it is my understanding, I've heard this a couple times, that it will go back on the ballot in November. If NOTA had a meeting this week, they stated that the only fair thing to do is, if it does not pass again in November, either the residents that use NOTA in Addison Township will have to pay per ride, or they just won't be able to ride, period. I understand that paying per ride could cost up to $22 per ride. The people that use that bus, the people that you know, do you think they can afford that?
No, that is not affordable in any way for, I would say, most people to ride the van. That is a large expense, and this is why we're asking for a millage, so we can eventually make it affordable to use our transportation. Someday we may have a temporary accident or a need, and we can fill that with our NOTA van. I've had people in the township that may have been in a car accident and they can't drive. We've provided the van and even homebound meals to the people for these circumstances. So we are really hoping to get the word out in the next 2 months with some new flyers, some new information that we can tell the residents of Addison, and that, we really would like to provide the service. And someday we may all need a ride if we are not able to use our vehicles or our driver's license or something that's going to limit us as far as getting to where we need to go. Shopping, doctor's appointments, or our senior center for social activities.
Well, so it's only been a week since that was turned down by Addison Township residents. Has it so far impacted the residents that come into your community center?
The word hasn't really gotten out as to what will happen since it didn't pass. We are now starting to hear what the effect will be for Addison. In Orion it was passed, and Oxford, but we weren't sure what the plan was for NOTA. But now that we know, it's going to be very crucial to get this millage passed, because without transportation in Addison, it's going to be very upsetting to the residents that use the service now. And I heard that we probably have about 20 plus riders now in Addison, so that would be a very bad impact for them.
Currently, they're still using the NOTA bus, however.
Yes. The NOTA bus will be available until December. They will be able to use the van. If it doesn't pass, But like I said, we're just hoping that it does pass so we have that
It's
option.
my form of transportation. That's all I have.
Otherwise, you'd be stuck at home.
I'd be lost without NOTA. And they're my friends, too.
Thank you for talking with us, Alyssa. Bill, need I say more?
Thanks, Terry. Next up, our reporter Andy Curtis visit with Troy Farwell from Simple Organics. Andy?
All right, now we're going to speak with Troy Farwell, owner and operator of Simply Organics here on M24. Now, Troy, could you we were talking a little bit inside about all the supplements and making smart decisions about all-natural supplements. You mind retouching on that again?
Sure. I mean, the reason we exist is because we wanted to have an opportunity to work with our community and educate them. If people look at us as a retail spot, we really don't look at ourselves as a retail spot. We look at ourselves as an education facility. Our goal is to educate people. And the reason I got into this, I mean, my background is a doctor of natural medicine. I'm a naturopath. I have a private practice. And I got sick and tired of people coming to me and they're buying the wrong stuff. They were told the wrong information. They read something on TV or read something in a book. Or they watch a television show. Their neighbor tells them something. And these are just inaccuracies. They're not necessarily true and they can do more harm than good. So we don't do gimmicks in our store. We care about our clients. We carry the best products in the state of Michigan. There's no doubt about it. You can compare us to anybody. The reps come in. They tell us that all the time. Our goal simply is to educate and to provide the best service and the best products at a very fair price. Very simple.
And that just seems so important. Just like you mentioned, people get the wrong information. 'Cause how many people do you know that or come in here that have talked to a neighbor or a friend or Dr. Oz? Hopefully, I don't think he's a sponsor of our show, and you hear that this can help prevent cancer. This can help you, with sleeping at night. And it's completely wrong, like probably 9 times out of 10.
I would say the majority of our customers come in with wrong information, so I kind of have to diffuse all of their information and kind of find out a little bit what's going on with them. You could have twins, and then one product would be perfect for the same condition for one person, and then the other person it would not be. So it's very selective. It takes a skilled person to do this. And we love doing it. I mean, this is what we do for a living. We take a lot of time. We spend a lot of time with our customers. I'll spend an hour and a half with one customer just to make sure that they're on the right track. It's not like buying socks. You buy socks, they don't work, you don't go back. Here, this is going in your body. This is very personal. This is very, very serious stuff, and we take it very serious.
So if somebody wants to come in and speak with you about, if you're having trouble sleeping or something like that, and they believe that a natural supplement could help them, should they call ahead? Can they just come in and talk with you for an hour or two, like you were saying, or is phone number, anything like that? They should try ahead of time.
Sure. Well, we have a couple options. Our individual consultations are our best option,
Okay.
And I will spend an hour with you in a consultation in my office. And that's where you're going to get the most attention. Otherwise, you're going to be invaded by other phone calls and other people walking through the door. If you're in the store, I'll spend as much time as I can with you. And if you're patient, we'll make a tea for you. We'll sit you down. We'll wait in between customers. And we're busy. I mean, all day long, it's customers. I'm not always here. So everybody who works here is a trained staff. They either went through my school, which I have a holistic health practitioner training program, or they're an herbalist. I make sure that they have the training. But a lot of people still like to come in and spend time with me. We do a free vitamin analysis, which nobody in the state of Michigan does, and I'm the only one who's allowed to do that. That you do have to call and make sure that I'm here. You bring in your vitamins. We will go through them. We'll muscle test them. We'll make sure that they're matched up with you and make sure that they're actually the right things for you. The other thing our goal is, too, our goal isn't to sell you supplements, simply. Mm-hmm. Our goal is to get you healthy. My goal would be is for you to get off supplements and to not need me. It's a terrible marketing program, but it actually works because people spread the word that we're doing really good stuff. You're not going to walk in here and walk out with a ton of product. My goal is for you to not have that option or not have that happen. You see that with a lot of amateur, practitioners who just load you up with products. Our goal is, like I said, we want to give you great product and very targeted. Make sure that we're giving you the right product instead of 10 products. We're doing it with one.
Right. Do you want to throw out the phone number, email address, any way people can contact you? Obviously, location, too.
Yeah, we're 115 South Washington, just a little bit south of downtown. And our phone number is 248-236-0027. We have a great Facebook page. We put specials on there, so Facebook us. And then our website is simple-organics.net.
Okay, get on there, get a hold of you, and come on in. Yep. All right, Troy. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, no problem.
Good job, Andy. Next up is our Dog of the Week from the Canine Rescue League.
Hi, my name is Maria Wolbert from Canine Stray Rescue League, and today I would like to introduce you to Bo. Bo is a lab mix, but he's approximately 70 pounds, very loving. And ever since he came in July to K9, poor little Bo has been missing somebody, so he's been very sad. And so we're looking for somebody who might be able to fill his need. He walks extremely well next to you, right next to you on a lead. And he also does best with female dogs, and he loves to snuggle, and he's wonderful with people. But he is rated, since he is so large and a little bit unsure at this time, for it'd be best in a household with kids that are over 8 years or older. And so this is our Bo. Such a pretty guy, and hopefully he will ignite in you a spark to come to K9 Stray Rescue League. Thank you.
Just another great dog from the K9 Rescue League. You can visit with the dogs at 2120 Metamora Road, just north of Myers. Next up is George from Wojo's Garden Center. George?
Welcome back to Wojo's, but we've changed locations. This is George, but we're in the Lake Orion location. Bill gave us an opportunity to do a shooting here, and we're going to have a chance to highlight and feature what makes our Lake Orion location unique. And I'm here with the manager of the Lake Orion store, Rachel Zorn. Rachel has been in the green industry for 16 years and 6 years at this location. And when I came here to work, I've been coming here on Mondays for the last 4 or 5 weeks, and I've enjoyed coming here because of the beauty and the design that they've put into this. And I'm going to pass the mic over to Rachel so that she can talk a little bit about her philosophy for how she presents the material, the idea to give the gardeners ideas for what they can actually do. So Rachel, we'll pass it to you.
Thank you, George, and it's been a pleasure having you here on Mondays. It's nice to see a face that I've known for at least 15 years now and have worked with at the Ortonville store as well as here now that you're freed up a little bit in the summers to spend a little time with us.
Great. Thank you.
Absolutely. Here in Lake Orion, we find it to be absolutely crucial to have various display beds set up to inspire people and to show them what sort of interesting combinations can be put together in their own gardens. I have a number of clever individuals on my staff who are very good at putting displays together. Behind us we see an example of one such display where we're using one of our lovely hydrangea trees as an accent point and then filling in with perennial color and perennial texture around it. Perennial color right now would be things like the black-eyed Susans, the lovely yellow flowers that we're seeing, the bluebeard spireas, which are going to be the bluish tone in the background, and of course the ornamental grasses are very important at this time of year to give a little bit of texture and a little bit of movement to the garden. They're wonderful when there's a breeze out. They kind of sway back and forth and give you a little bit more interest. Here I also combine various hard good items like the ceramic pots that you're seeing at the base of the tree there. While we would by no means encourage people to plant in those permanently with any of our perennial flowers or trees, it does give you an idea of something that can be done as a display for, say, a wedding, a shower, or just kind of an impermanent solution to giving a little bit of color in a smaller area. George, did you have any more commentary that you wanted to add to that?
Basically, Rachel, if a customer wanted something, let's say they've been at the Ortonville store and they come here, the inventory is pretty similar, isn't it, between the stores?
Yes, we do carry a lot of Wojo-grown material, particularly when it comes to the annuals and to the perennials. If there's ever anything in those areas that we don't have that the other bigger stores do have, we can give the other stores a call and have them ship it to us, usually within a matter of 3 to 4 days. When it comes to the tree and shrub material, that's something that comes in from an outside source. So again, there, if I don't have it, I can go to the other stores to try and bring it in.
One thing that I've enjoyed working here, being in the tree and shrub area, I find that Rachel has a real unique display and assortment of unique evergreens. And maybe we'll move down next to that area so that we can show some of the unique opportunities that parents would have. So we'll take a pause and move our cameras. Thanks, Bill, for moving. I'm going to pass the mic back over to Rachel so that she can just point out and describe some of these plants. I know there are several that I'm eyeing to take to my own yard. So, Rachel, go ahead and explain some of these.
Thank you again, George, and there are many here that I have already taken to my own yard. I do have a fondness for the unique evergreens and have, as such, brought in a lot of different varieties that you won't see at just every garden center. Starting up here along the fence line, we have some of our Hillside Beauty Norway type spruce. This one would be an excellent replacement for your dwarf Alberta spruce. These have much more open of a form, a little more interesting, would be perfect for a Japanese garden or an everyday garden just to use in the wintertime as a bit of an accent plant. As we move a little bit further down, another favorite here would be the shrub form of a larch. This looks like an evergreen, and it's in the evergreen family, but it's something that's going to lose all of its needles in the wintertime and be just kind of bare. It's a smaller plant, around 3 feet tall and 3 feet wide at maturity. Another in the same size range would be the blue shag white pine. This one has a really soft texture, related to our native Michigan species white pine, only in a dwarfed form. We've got some more common trees here and some more common shrubs. As we get a little further down, we get into more weeping varieties of the Norway spruce. Some of these are going to stay quite small at only about 5, maybe 6 feet tall at maturity. Others are going to go closer to 10 to 12 feet and have more of a narrow form and still be kind of columnar in their shape. I have more than this variety when I have my plants come in the early spring, but this is kind of a selection of what we have during the middle of the summer. George?
Thank you, Rachel. Now I think we're going to move back over and just highlight some of the color in the perennials and then go in and see some fall color with the mums. Thank you, Bill. We're in an area now dealing with the perennial hibiscus. Customers have an opportunity at Wojo's to get an annual hibiscus, a tree and shrub hardy hibiscus, Rosa Sharon, but the perennial hibiscus are very special, especially this time of year. Rachel, talk about them.
Thank you. We have about 10 to 12 different varieties of the perennial hibiscus in stock right now, and we'd love to see some of these beautiful kids go home with our guests in order to liven up their yards for the late season. The flowers tend to be large and saucer-shaped, anywhere usually from about 6 to 12 inches in size across. Being perennial, they do come back every single year for you. They are something that comes back a little bit slower in the spring because they are very much heat lovers, but once we get that heat going, these plants really grow.
Thank you, Rachel. Now we'll move in and take a look at a little fall color in the greenhouse. Thank you, Bill. We're now in the greenhouse here at Wojo's Lake Orion. I'd like Bill to scan down to the floor and show these huge decorative mum pots. If you have an office, if you have a nice home, you'd like to have some color on the porch, these are an outstanding value. The size for the price is exceptional. I'm going to pass it back over to Rachel to talk a little bit about the fall colors here for a moment.
And you don't have to just be a mum in order to be a fall interest plant. You can be an ornamental cabbage or an ornamental kale. These guys will go all the way into December usually. They're very cold tolerant. And as the chill comes into the air for the fall, the color gets better, starting in the center and then blossoming outward in shades of pinks, purples, and whites. And then we have a selection of other sizes of mums as well, so that you can fill in and have a beautiful fall garden and just keep everything in color right up until Old Man Winter hits.
And thank you, Rachel, and thank you, Bill, for coming over here so that we could highlight our Lake Orion location. Shop Wojo's, Ortonville, and Lake Orion, and Davison. Thank you.
Good job, George. Well, that's all the time for this week. We hope you enjoyed our program. So, for our reporters, Andy Curtis, George White, and our editor-reporter, Terry Stiles, I am Bill Service. And oh, by the way, do not miss the next My Life with John Ogen. He's next on Oxford Community Television.